100 days have passed since Zambia's new president, Hakainde Hichilema, took office. He unseated longtime President Edgar Lungu by a landslide in August, promising a new dawn. But he's come under fire for a lack of diversity in his government, especially a lack of female cabinet ministers. Well, let's discuss this and how he's fared so far with Zambian historian Sishuwa Sishuwa. Thank you for your time, Dr. Sishuwa. So the turnout in this election and the decisive manner in which Zambians voted for Hakainde Hichilema suggested that they had particular expectations of the new president. In the first 100 days, what have been the indications? Are they getting bang for their political buck, or is it more of the same?
No, I think they are noting significant progress in relation to the new president's capacity to fulfill their expectations. There are promising steps so far toward progress, and one of the main ones is really the new administration's capacity to rebuild Zambia's economy. And there are two steps that they have taken so far that suggest that they are on course. The first is that Hichilema has developed a clear strategy aimed at fixing the economy and the country's debt crisis through better fiscal management and financial accountability. He has appointed, over the last 100 years, he has appointed an economic team comprising of the well-regarded Minister of Finance, Tumbeko Msokotwane, an internationally respected central bank governor in Deni Kariaria, and an experienced Secretary of the Treasury in Felix Nkurukusa, who have managed to bring on board the International Monetary Fund. And over the last few days, the government has actually announced that they have struck a deal with the IMF that would be very important to attracting foreign investment, to assure rating agencies, but also to the renegotiation of the debt payments with Zambia's creditors. The government has also unveiled a positive and bold budget for the next year, in which they promised to recruit about 30,000 new teachers, over 11,000 health workers. But they also promised to increase social expenditure, support small businesses, and invest more attention in agriculture. The authorities have also vowed in that budget to decentralize resources, including by way of increasing the constituency development fund from the current about $90,000 to $1.4 million. Right. They've also abolished school fees for state schools, making good on their promise to free education. So Zambians are seeing this significant step towards the economic recovery, and I think that many people are very pleased.
Dr. Sishuwa, one of the issues that perhaps, if I understand correctly, had made Edgar Lungu to be, as unpopular as he had become by the end of his term, had to do with concern that Zambians had about the conduct of democracy, right? The role of opposition parties, the ease with which certain, people could be deprived of some of their civil rights and freedoms. What are Zambians seeing by way of change under the leadership of Hakainde Hichilema in this regard?
I think they are seeing a return to the democratic tradition that Zambia was known for. For a long time, Zambia was a model of democracy, not just in the region, but on the continent. And over the last, 7 years or so of President Lungu's administration, democracy was eroded, human rights were constantly violated. Over the last 100 years, we have seen a departure from that. Hichilema has presided over a relatively open democratic environment. He has shown greater commitment to civil liberties, and even though it is still early days, the climate of fear and lawlessness that characterized much of his predecessor's reign is slowly disappearing. And one hopes that the next 5 years will be like the last 100 days.
Right, Dr. Sishuwa, thank you. I've got to thank you for your time. I'm completely out of time.